start recording. And if you guys, did anybody have a chance to go to calendarpedia.com? Okay, I did. Oh, people that are on Stephanie's team, I did a live video on Team Aloha today and just talked about what we're going to talk about, which is branding. So is Stephanie on? Because I think her internet wasn't working. It looks like she's on. Are you on the phone, Steph? Oh no, I don't hear her.
No, my internet's working. I'm having like the night from fucking hell, so I didn't really want my face on screen because I'm in a bad mood.
Oh boy. Okay, well, we talked last night, and I'm gonna just mute you then. And we were talking about okay, so our personal businesses are doing pretty well, but what can we do to support our teams more and help their personal businesses do well? And what we realized that we don't have a very strong presence in our training is branding. So we're not really, this is the key. This isn't just, okay, I'll kind of figure that out. This is like the pie, or like the whole shebang. Like the big part of what we do is social media. If you're spending time posting on social media, then you want that to be time spent that's connecting you to people that ultimately are going to be your avatar, your brand, your person that you want to be a new team member, right? So a lot of you guys that are doing the Jessie training, you're kind of already going to know this, but so you guys can jump in. I'd love for you guys to help out because I know that you guys I know Celia's doing it, Kristen's doing it, Jennifer's doing it, Stephanie's doing it. So we have a lot of people that are doing it, but I know that there's a lot of people that aren't. I'm going to say right now that I'm an advocate of the training. Even if you never, get anything from his ads, you'll learn something from his branding material. If you don't have the money to spend, I would look up, videos from Amy Porterfield is a great Facebook person. I haven't watched any of her videos. I had rather to pay for the training and have it be hand delivered to me, but you can look up videos from Amy Porterfield. I've heard they're really good. Brooke Lipoff, who's has an awesome social media presence in just a couple of years as a coach. I know that's who she learned from. And Chalene Johnson. And I don't know if Chalene's things are free, but she also learned from her. Oh, okay. I thought Celia was in the branding or in the thing. She looks like it. All right. I guess it's just from what you're teaching in your team. Okay. So the point is, if you don't know your brand, which I'm going to say, I don't know my brand right now. Okay. I'm completely lost. So I'm just telling you guys and being vulnerable. I think that's probably why I'm not really good at teaching it, because I don't know what my brand is. My brand was the nurse anesthetist that hated her job and wanted to work from home and couldn't stand being, tied to that. I was in a relationship. I had a stepdaughter that was living with us part-time. That was all those people that I attracted during that time were people that were attracted to me, as the person that I was then. Okay. So what is my brand now? I'm I don't know. So I talked to Stephanie about it actually. And that's why I asked her if she'd kind of help me on this call, because she's really good at this stuff. What I want my brand to be, what I feel like my brand is conscious healing work, is personal development, the healing stuff, the internal transformation. That's my thing. But then I get distracted by looking at these other coaches, and I'm oh, that did it really good. That post did really good. Okay, let me kind of copy that and make my own. And then I'm not being myself. So my point is that I'm excited about restarting my page because I feel like I get to start over. And I want to help you guys get what your brands are. So if you don't know what your brand is, the first thing you have to think about is what are the top 3 to 5 priorities in your life? So if it's, family, I'm going to have everyone just muted for a while. So if it's family, then that might be a part of your brand. Stephanie has, Tiny Tea is part of her brand. All right. So we're going to go through some questions because I think that's going to be the best way for us to pull out the information from you guys and kind of help you get to what your brand is. And I'm going to steal them straight from his interviews because, all right, here we go. So Charisse actually was interviewed, and one of the first questions he asked her was, what attracted you to Beachbody. So I want you guys to all like get a piece of paper out, you know, get your notebook out and write down what attracted you to Beachbody. And then if anybody's open and wants to share and wants to be the guinea pig, let's do a little like, you know, branding exercise. And who wants to answer that question live, aloud? I'm going to put my fan on. 1 second.
I'll go.
Okay.
So for me, the biggest thing that I loved about the Beachbody brand over other supplement products or workout programs was the combination of both. You know, like I felt like to be strong and healthy, you have to have a solid combination of both nutrition and fitness. And then for me, it met a need to help people because I wasn't working as a clinical athletic trainer anymore. And I was missing that connection to helping people get better. And so it's a different way of helping people get better, but I knew that you couldn't just do it with a weight loss supplement. And I knew that you couldn't just do it by ignoring fitness completely. And so I really liked that the company as a whole was about the whole person and the total body.
Okay. Now let's take it a step further. Thank you. How are you sharing that as a part of your brand? Like, do you have examples of ways that you're getting that out there to connect with people?
When I talk about, well, my story, like if somebody goes and clicks and reads my bio, I talk about that specifically in there. I probably need to talk about it more in my posts and my challenge groups. It's consistent. You know, I tend to talk about, I guess, one or the other in my posts. I don't often combine them.
Okay, that's fine. But how many times a week are you posting about that? And what would be like, do you have an example of a post? Like, can you read us one so that we can see what, or share your screen with us so we can see, so people can get like ideas of how you're branding yourself as that. Oh, I think you're muted. You're muted.
I said I may not be at this point. I was just answering the question, you know, like I don't know that I'm.
Oh, you don't know that you are.
What?
You don't know that you are posting about that.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm posting. I mean, if people read my story, it's very clear. And when I talk about and I promote challenge groups, I talk about both, but I don't know if I could pull out. I mean, I can here, I'll share my screen. I can show you one. Marriage is I don't know. Never mind. Go on to somebody else because I don't like have an example of a post like that. I was just answering what drew me to Beachbody.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about it then. Let's figure out a way for you to create a post and that is branding yourself as that. And then let's start like, cause this is my intention with this is to create, you know, that's why I wanted people to have the calendar. You don't have to print it, but you can have it online and then to write out your posts for the month for June based on challenge groups, coaching opportunity, live webinars, and if you're doing a free group or whatever that is. So I kind of started doing mine because I realized I'm not sharing my story enough. And that was the big takeaway that I got through Jesse's training. And so it sounds to me like maybe when I asked you that, maybe you're feeling that too. Maybe you're not sharing it, like you're sharing it on your bio, which you're like, cool, it's there, but probably not a lot of people are clicking on your bio. So it's something that we need to constantly be keeping in front of people. And I'm like, how do I share my story again? It's so boring. Like, how can I, but we have to keep sharing our story. And that's the way that, oh, did it freeze on me again? Dang it, it keeps freezing on me. Okay, so Steph is like really good at this. Do you have any ideas, Steph? You're so awesome at this. She's like, why don't you do a video with you and your dog? And like you throw the ball and then you do push-ups. And then like when it comes back, you like throw the ball again and then you do like squats. And I'm like, dude, that's so like, what a great idea. So
yeah, I can kind of share what I went over with my team last night. Sorry, I was like in a really bad mood and I have defunct. Just took me a few minutes.
Okay. No, sorry. I still love you.
So, I honestly I feel like it takes a long time to actually find your brand. And what we talked about last night on my team call was, you know, what are your interests? What feels natural to post about? You know, what do you tend to like go to? What do you get the most likes on? For me, like I started off that I was always doing like fitness stuff on the playground equipment, and I was finding fitness anywhere. And that is actually what my brand is now, Find Fitness Anywhere. Marissa was like, wow, your video like took off like a bat out of hell. And it's up to like 1,300 shares right now. I've turned off all my ads because I'm getting so many likes for free. And I was like, oh, that was like a fluke. Like literally the whole week before that video came out, I was getting a reach of like 45. And then I randomly decided to do a paper plate video, but that fits my brand. Find Fitness Anywhere. I found fitness in a paper plate.
I'm gonna do a paper plate video. I've seen Shalene do that before, and I'm like, what a great idea. But I never thought about like doing it.
Yeah, it wasn't anything that I hadn't seen before, so I'm like, why is this like going out so big? But
it's like, that's PIO. That's like the second part of PIO. Like what you did is PIO. Like Shalene does that with the sliders.
Which is funny because I hate PIO.
Yeah. But it's the second half. It's pretty much, it's what, like, that's the types of moves that she did with PIO. So I was like, oh, I have the sliders actually, but I'll just use
so do I. Yeah, I have the sliders, but that makes it more like finding fitness anywhere. Not everybody has stuff. Like actually I have a killer video that's in my head that I'll bring out later. But
what was your reach on that paper plate? How many people has it reached?
The last time I looked, it might be in like 45,000. I'm not sure.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I keep getting shares and more likes like by the minute. But so like we were talking, and like Kristen is a great example. So I'm gonna put you on blast again, Kristen.
But wait, can we go back and help to talk about what Jennifer's pulling that out and how you would create?
Well, I was gonna share what I pulled out of Kristen.
Okay.
But you like the way that it's going. So Kristen and I were talking, and I was like, what is your brand? And she's like, I don't know. My brand is motivating and inspiring people. I'm like, that's not a freaking brand, dude. That's like a blanket statement, and so not a brand. And I was like, no, like dig deeper. Like what else? And Kristen's always posting about dancing and having fun. And so like, I don't necessarily feel that your brand has to be tied to why did you get into Beachbody. Your brand is just who you are, in my opinion. And Kristen likes to have fun. Kristen likes to make fun out of everything. She likes to dance around. And so I was like, your brand is finding the fun in fitness. Like you like to find fun in everything you do. And so we talked about her doing a bunch of videos that are like line dances, and like she did the chicken dance and threw in like burpees and squats and different things. And like that was making fitness fun. So we kind of termed her brand that. So like what I'm trying to share is how my team is helping to get to their brand. Some of the people like Celia, she loves to meal prep. She's freaking awesome at it. And she meal preps for 6 people in one day, and then like just throws things in crock pots and whatever throughout the week. So like her brand is going to start forming into like meal prepping. And Chloe's definitely part of her brand, but she's going to start creating a bunch of videos around that because that's her passion. So what my team is finding that helps is finding what's your passion. What do you find is natural to post about? It's like, I try to do like, I'm really into my manicures, and like some of you guys know that I do my own manicures and I'm really freaking good at it. And I post about that, or I tried for like a couple weeks. That wasn't natural for me. And I love my kids, but like, posting a crap load about my kids, that's not natural for me either. And so I was forcing things that just weren't natural. So I have been asking my team, what is natural for you? Marissa, you light up when you talk about your pets. That's why we talked about, your brand is more like, people that have a love for animals too. Like that's kind of your brand, so it's finding what are your interests, what's natural to you. And what gets a lot of engagement on, your posts? What do your fans like seeing from you? So those are kind of things that we talked about on my team call last night.
I think, I can go back to, I can give you, like, I can relate to yours, Jennifer, and that you felt like you weren't helping people, like, in your job. And I felt like I wasn't with anesthesia. So I try to post about that a lot, like talking about disease prevention. Not that you're doing, like, exercise physiology type stuff, right? Like you're exercising legs and joint, like muscles and joints and things like that, kind of like physical therapy or what?
Yeah, like I was rehabbing athletes from surgery back to Division I athletics.
Okay. And okay, but and the thing that you were missing in that was you were missing like helping them before they have surgery type thing, or
No, like I'm not doing that anymore. Now I do
Oh,
all
yeah.
administrative desk work. And so, I mean, I've started doing every Tuesday I do a teach me to modify, and I talk in that video. It's a live video, and I talk in that video about the importance of learning how to modify exercises so that you can still be healthy and fit even if you're recovering or have limitations or something like that. So I tie in my brand there. My slogan is strengthen the body, fuel the soul. So my faith is a big part of what I talk about. I talk about, you know, I'll have scripture on different things, or I'll tie my copy back into that. And I talk about my marriage. Like every Monday I do a married mantras post. So I have some things that are consistent, but they don't really tie back into the question I answered at the beginning, which was,
what's your passion for Beachbody? What's your biggest passion for it? Like
I answered that, but that's not what I posted. It's not my brand, you know? Like,
but see, that's what I'm saying, because my passion is I'm more into now. Like when I started, obviously I was more into like the fitness and the health and stuff, which is great, but not, you know, not everyone. There's a smaller percentage of people out there that are like fitness people, you know, I mean, that they're, you know, like I was already fit and I just got fitter like that. I think that there's a smaller percentage out there of people like that are like just average, you know what I mean? Like more like, so I don't think that, for me personally, I think that what excites me more now is the business opportunity, is helping people find the freedom, the flexibility, the financial freedom, the time freedom. So, I mean, for maybe that's something that I don't know if that drives you. I know that you're excited about the business opportunity. I know you want to find, like, you're looking to find, like, attract to you business builders. I know that about you because I know your goals. So what is it? What are you passionate about that could attract those kind of people to you, I guess, is what I would think about. Do you have an idea, Kristen, to pull it out? Okay.
So I'm really big into personal development, and what I've been sharing in the team and what I've read in 3 books is that what you need to do, you can make a list of 10 to 100 things that you're really good at, that you are very, very good at. Not your opinion, not anybody else's. What are you good at? And on the other piece of paper or on the other side, you write down what you're passionate about and things that really drive you. And then what you do as, you know, you move forward, you just slowly cross things off your list. You know, if you have a list of 10 things that you love and that you're passionate about, you look at those 10 things and you're like, what's one thing that I could live without? And you cross it off. And then you look at the list of 10 things and you're like, okay, well, I'm really, really good at these 10 things. What's one thing I could live without? You cross that off. You go to your friends, you go to your family. Okay, well, you see this list. What's one thing that you could deal without? And then you just kind of reassess. And then as you progress, you will narrow it down to at least 3 things that you're passionate about and 3 things that you're really good at. And what your goal is to align and join what you're passionate about and what you're really good at. That's your niche. So instead of being, well, I mean, I really like this and I'm really good at this. Well, I want to do this. This really helps you pinpoint and really identify at the core what you want to do and what your passion is. So, but I mean, I've read it. I've came across it in the past 3 books I've read.
Which book was that?
Huh?
Which book was that?
I actually just started reading it in Think and Grow Rich.
Oh, okay.
Eat That Frog, and then 3 Feet from Gold, and then even listening to Darren Hardy, he talks about it a lot. And so I was like, oh, okay. And that's kind of what Stephanie and I were talking about the other day, because it's like, oh, well, being passionate about something, yeah, we all want to motivate, we all want to support people, but that is pretty broad. You know, so at my core, I am just really happy and I just like to have a good time. And that's me. So no matter what I'm doing, no matter if I'm nursing, working in the ICU, 12-hour night shift, like I'm telling jokes, I'm having fun, you know, that's me. Or if I'm sitting at a desk reaching out to, you know, potential coaches or doing a video, like I'm always going to make sure I'm having fun. So that's at my core. So, and I did do that. And then once we narrowed it down, that's how we did it. But yeah, you just make a list, and however long it is, make a list on both sides of what you're passionate about versus, what you're really good at. And then that will align.
Is anybody planning out their posts like prior to? Okay. So that's the big thing. That's the other big takeaway that I said. Once you've done all those exercises, what I think and what Kristen is saying, thank you for sharing, is it takes some brainstorming, like some writing, and like really it's not just like, okay, here's the three, okay, I used to be like that. I'm like, okay, here's my things, I'm gonna go post now. Like versus doing the work, like the legwork before, which is what I'm doing right now. And how I did that for me was I wrote, who was I before Beachbody? Like, how much money did I make? What job did I do? Was I in a relationship? Were kids involved? Animals? What did I do for fun? What were things that bothered me? What were things that were negative in my life? I wrote down like everything. And then I wrote down like, who am I now? Like in all the same things. Like, and I realized, okay, this is my avatar. Like, this is the person I need to be talking to. So I did that exercise, and it helped me to get more clear on who I'm writing to. And then I was like, okay, now I'm just going to go post. As opposed to being like, okay, now I've got that information. Now I know who my avatar is. Now I need to figure out and plan my week and plan my month. So I'm going to highly encourage, and I know that like the people like Alexis Whalen and people that are like blowing it up on social media, they're doing this. They're plotting out. His wife, she plots out her posts, so it's taking time and sitting down when you're in a positive frame of mind. Because if you're sitting down and you're like, I find myself when I'm in a like funk during the week and I'm like, oh my God, I have to post. Like, I haven't posted all day. And I'm like, man, I'm in such a shitty mood. And I'm like, well, let me just post something. Let me just like get it up there because I've got to post, and it's like, how is that really going to connect with people? Energetically, I'm putting it up when I'm not in a good mood, So when you are in a positive place, you've just done your personal development and you're super motivated and you've got, you've done the legwork and you're at the point where you're posting, you're ready to post. You can create a couple of posts and you can schedule them to go out on your page, and you don't have to be then that during the week. You first of all, I think you'll be less like having those frustrations because you won't feel like you always have to constantly be connected to your Facebook. So be strategic about it, be intentional about it, and focus. So, and maybe we're not even going to have enough time to do this, but what I started doing was like, for me, I put like different things on my calendar. My biggest thing is like the personal development side of things. I have a passion for that. I have a passion for the conscious healing. So that's what I'm going to post about. And so I wasn't weaving that in as much, but now I'm literally putting like PD every day because that's like what's most important to me. I'm putting it every day. I'm going to put something for PD, whether it's talking about leadership, talking about goals, negative self-talk, mindset, anything that has to do with that. Then I like humor. So I'm like weaving humor in there. That's like a thing for me. Like I like be silly and pick up like random funny things off Instagram and post them. My workout videos, that's like, I like to do those. So those are a few times a week. I'm not super huge into like cooking and nutrition. I mean, I cook like a couple times a week. So those will be in there here and there, but like, that's just not my thing. So I'm not going to try to do it. And then I put for Transformation Tuesday, I'm going to put some type of like what Stephanie does, like a testimonial, from somebody, from a challenge group, like take it, copy, paste it, put it in an image. Obviously the recognition, posts for team and everything like that. And then weaving in my animals, like fun things that I do. And that's pretty much like it. But you always have to weave in your lifestyle with coaching and into those posts. So for me, when I post about, being home with my animals during the week, it's like, I'm so grateful that I get to be able to do this now because I wasn't able to do that before. Versus just being like, oh, here's a picture with me and my bird, which is what I used to do. Because I'm trying to weave in little jabs, jab, 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 right hook, So I guess Gary Vaynerchuk wrote a new book that is supposed to be really good. And Jesse Regan told me that a lot of the Mark Pachetti stuff, that portion of the training came from Gary Vaynerchuk's new book. He also wrote Jab, 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 Right Hook, if you haven't read that, which is pretty detailed. I haven't gotten through it. I only made it about halfway through. But that's some really good stuff. So there are other questions, and if you guys want to write these down, I wrote them, I took notes, and I wrote down a bunch of questions of what he asked. So what is your why? And so what attracted you to Beachbody, and what is your why? What level of accountability does your why give you? So if your why is to make this your full-time gig, then you've got to be changing, because you need to become the leader that's going to lead a top team, like, you know, a 15-star diamond team. You've got to grow into that person in order to attract it to you. So your accountability has to be that you have to be open to being vulnerable, to sharing your struggles and successes on your page about how, you know, you have setbacks and during that time. Because he's like, who you were before Beachbody will die, so you can make room for the person we become, who will enjoy all this newfound abundance. And by abundance, not just money, but everything else. So what is your ideal team member? What is your avatar? What obstacles have you overcome? And what obstacles are you still looking forward to overcoming? So, for example, the people that want this to be their full time, and they want to go to the top, and they want to earn a 6-figure income, and they want this to be, it's just because you don't have that story, you know, yet, don't not share that. You have to share the vision of that story. So you have to talk about, I dreaming of the day that I'm going to be able to, I'm not going to have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and have to be to work at 7. Or if you have a really bad day at work, you know, share that and be like, I'm so grateful that I have coaching that's going to help me solve this problem. So you're a problem solver. You're talking about your problems, and then you're talking about how you're solving them through this opportunity. And you're tying those two together. And you need to share that message consistently. So for me, I kept saying about how I was going to replace my salary as a nurse anesthetist. I didn't have any of this training. I just knew, like, I just naturally did that, I guess, because that was my passion. Like, I could not think about being stuck in this profession for the rest of my life. I was so miserable and unhappy that my passion just came through. It wasn't like, it wasn't forced. It wasn't like Stephanie was saying, that was my passion. Like, I wanted out of that effing job so bad that was what I posted about all the time. I can't wait for the day. And that's what I said all the time to the universe. Like, people would talk to me. I'm like, yeah, it's going really well. I'm going to replace my salary with Beachbody. Did I know how I was going to? No. Did I actually even really believe that I was going to? No. But I just kept saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it until I thought that it was possible, which is another reason why I feel like I'm struggling right now to find my brand and to like find my goals in the business, because I accomplished my goal. And now I'm like, all right, I need to make new goals. Like, but I'm making these arbitrary goals of like, I want to make $300,000 a year. Like, why? What's the point? I don't know. I make more than enough money to do anything I want in my life. I don't know. I need to go beyond my why. So that's why I feel like I'm lost and I'm rebranding myself. But I can tell you that I posted about that a lot. I posted about like replacing my 6-figure income and being close to doing that. And I shared that a lot. And I shared that with transformation photos a lot, like my before and afters. And I know that I attracted people through that. Does that help? I mean, is that helpful? Stephanie, anybody, Bueller?
Well, Kristen was asking in the chat what, how Charisse is branding herself from what Mark was asking and interviewing her about. I don't know if she'd want to answer that.
Well, no, because I was saying, because in the training and stuff, and then, you know, she has created this brand, and I think it's awesome. So, I mean, if she could just give us a little insight, because I think it's awesome. I mean, I even see your shirt.
My one shirt, right? But this is it though. Marissa always said, fake it till you make it. Okay. I had the shirt before I even had a team, before I even signed up a coach. I had a vision, like, this is going to be me. Like, this is my brand. I want to attract, I want to be a fit mama. I'm still working on it. I'm not there, you know, I don't have like the 6-pack or whatever, but I had this vision that this is me on a journey, and I want to attract other moms who are also on a journey. So I had to kind of go from there. I'm still trying to figure out some of the stuff that I need to post, honestly. Like personal development, that's huge. And yeah, just like what Marissa was saying, something that comes natural for me. Because for a while, I was like kind of stalking other coaches. What are they posting? Oh, I think that's getting a lot of hits, but doesn't mean it's mine. So I had to really figure out what was mine. Like, what was me? Who am I? Accepting that and just putting it out there. There was a time I was following also a system where I was doing the Monday motivation in the morning, blah, blah, blah. And I was going nuts and doing calendars and all that stuff, but it seemed very robotic after a while. Like it wasn't coming natural. So you got to find, I think I'm still trying to find the balance of what is, just natural. It comes out and it's something that's current right now versus advanced scheduling of stuff. So there is stuff that I maybe can keep, like do a Hootsuite on and have it run for the week. But then there's stuff that I feel like, well, I want to just post it according to what's current. So it just really depends. But so yeah, it stems from that. I want to be a fit mama, first of all. So everything that comes out from that, being being a mom, things that I do with my kids or just as a parent. Every mom's different. So even if people say, yeah, there's so many moms out there you want to attract, sure, but I'm different from Stephanie or from, another mom. I like to sing. So sometimes I post videos of me singing, doing like dub smash or whatever. Sometimes I'll do like I like to dance. So I start, I post my size videos, I'm dancing, or even if it's not size, so yeah, things that I naturally do and love, because that's who I want to attract. This kind of having similar interests, and that comes from the other trainings too. They say that in the social media university, and then they say that too, and Jesse Reagan mentioned that too. Who do you want to attract?
I guess my thought would be on that. If you already have scheduled posts, then whatever you're feeling at that moment can go in a post scheduled for forward, like the phone,
Possible, yes. Yeah, but it does save time. Hootsuite saves time.
I don't know. I'm not talking Hootsuite. You can schedule your posts in your page.
On your page too. Yeah.
And I'm not, personally, I'm moving everything away from my personal page, just so everybody knows. I saw on the wall, and I know that it's happened, very few times. One girl was posting, Beachbody stuff on her personal page, and literally overnight her page was taken away. It was disappeared. It was gone because she was using her personal page to build a business, which we're not supposed to do. So when she woke up in the morning, her 1,200 or whatever friends she had were gone.
Wow. So why are you rebuilding your page, Marissa?
I talked about this at the beginning, just basically because my engagement sucks and I want to start. So.
Okay. Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, no worries. So, Kristen, you said you follow a schedule. Can you tell us more about that?
Are you talking about me? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, you said you follow a schedule, right?
Yeah, so like in our group and our team call, especially the past couple of times we've been talking about not posting random stuff, figuring out, what do you like, what do you want to share with people, and how do you share your story. So with me, I wake up early, and first thing I do is I have coffee. So what I've started to do recently is it's my cup of coffee, or I have, a personal quote, or I have something to let people know that, yes, I wake up early and this is my routine. But I try to focus on, just my life. It's kind of boring because I work from home. It's not very exciting. But I schedule, and what I did was in the training, they talk about going to the insights tool and seeing where you have the most, I don't know what's going on. But you can go to the insights tool and you can see where your engagement is. So for me, I kept posting at 6 a.m. and I was getting like 1 or 2 likes. I'm like, this is good stuff. Like, I'm posting good stuff. Well, then I go there and I was like, oh, well, there's like 2 people online looking at my stuff. Well, that makes sense. So it's really uncomfortable for me to post my first post at 9:30 because I'm like, shit, I've been up for 3 hours. So scheduling and kind of paying attention to the insight as to when people are actually engaged on my page has helped. And Stephanie has talked a lot about that with us in our team page and on team calls. But I try to schedule mine even a couple of days out in advance. And if something comes to mind, then I'll just switch it and reschedule it and kind of do that. And I'm trying to talk more about the business opportunity and coaching and, stuff like that, but I'm still trying to figure out, the wording and how I want to get it across without being too cheesy and like salesy, and like make it my own. But yeah, I schedule posts. I've been scheduling posts for about a month and it's awesome. And when I don't do it, I feel lost. So
I can add something on top of like what we've been talking about. We talk a lot on our team about being consistent with the types of posts that you're doing so that people can start to crave your post. We got that from like Danielle Natoni's, because she's really good on branding. She did something on YouTube that we have posted in Team Malibu, and it's awesome. And she talks about you want people to crave your post, to crave seeing something from you every day. So a lot of us on our team, I know Kristen and I for sure have gotten into a system of posting the same things at the same times. For instance, like I do post motivation first thing in the morning. I post around 8:30 because I paid attention. Like most of my followers get on at like 9. So I don't need to be posting first thing in the morning. But then I was doing a video every day at 10 a.m. I've actually moved that to 12 p.m. and now I'm getting a lot more hits from it. But still, people know that they're going to get a workout video from me every day. People know that if they want to see what I'm specifically doing in my workout, it happens every day from 2 to 3. Somewhere in that time frame, I go live about what I did in my workout. Laura on my team, I don't know if she's on here tonight. I don't think she is, but she posts every Monday, Move It Monday. And I now crave that post. If I don't see it in my newsfeed, I'm going to check her page because I freaking love that post. Move It Monday. I know Laura's going to post some crazy move that she's doing, and it's awesome. So we're real big on, talking about consistency in your posts so that people can start to seek you out versus you seeking them out, if that makes sense.
Thank you. That's exactly what he talks about. And that's exactly how Melanie Mitro built her business, was through, she's all about the nutrition and planning. And she did these calendars and she'd post her Never Miss a Monday. And, she always had like some type of like nutritional plan. I mean, she's like boring, just like, but consistently it's not boring because people would go back there to get the information from her. And that's exactly, you're right. That's exactly right. You want it to be like your own, live talk show or whatever it is, or TV show where people are like, what is that girl doing today? She's so interesting, or she's so funny, or, oh my God, I want to see what she's doing next. Like, what is Tiny T doing? Let me go check her out. Is she tornadoing through the house? Is she like with her diaper on her head, you want them to be like, you know what? I do go on Stephanie's page and I'm like, what is Tiny T up to? Oh, look at Tiny T. Oops, it keeps going out. Man, I hate this.
Focus on what everyone else is doing, because I kept trying to do like a daily workout video because I'm like, oh, well, this is supposed to be my fitness page, and it just didn't feel right. And I'm like, people aren't really paying attention to it. And, they will sometimes, but it's not consistent. So then if I do it at random, or I have a dance party, then people are more engaged. So, you know, I was trying to be like Stephanie or like other coaches to do this daily workout video. And here's my fit tip for the day. That's not me. I don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, yes, I work out every day and I'm consistent with it, but it just felt awkward and it felt forced. And so I was like, I'm just going to do my thing. So, I mean, that would just be another suggestion, you know, to kind of throw out there is you just do your own thing and stop worrying about what everybody else is doing and it'll come.
That's exactly what I'm realizing with mine is like, for example, I like reading books about leadership and learning about leadership. And I'm like, why am I going to post this on my page about leadership? Like teaching people about how to be a better leader. And I'm like, dude, that's great things to post on my page because one, I love it. Number two, it's like, I'm already raising up, you know, I'm attracting people that are attracted to me because I'm teaching them about leadership. So they have some interest in doing that. They're attracted to me for that reason. So I'm going to start posting more about like The Answer, the book, The Answer. I went through and I'm like, okay, I created a document on The Answer because, you know, I'm all like passionate about that book. I created a document and I typed out like quotes from the book and I put like on Google Docs, you can put a comment on anything. So I'll highlight the quotes that I'm going to post about. And then I put comment and I put Facebook post. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to be like, okay, what was I thinking? Oh, right. And I wrote down like my thoughts about like what I was thinking at that time. And I'm going to create posts about that. And my thing is going to be a morning personal development post because I think that that's going to be most effective for me. So yes, I was going to like Alexis Whalen's page and Brooke Lepoff and Janelle Summers and all these people. And I'm like, oh, they're posting about this. Let me just take their post and like rewrite it in my own words. And it's like, bomb, like total bomb. Like nobody is connecting with that because I keep trying to be like, okay, I'm a 2-time elite coach. So like now I need to post differently than I was before. So I'm just like overthinking it too much and not just being naturally like who I am on the daily. And so that's the biggest like things that I took away. And also do put some color in it, put a certain font in it and have it be recognizable to you so that when people see it pop up in their feeds, they know who it is. Like Alexis uses this certain, it's called brushed font that she uses. And like Janelle Summers' photos are pretty, she does like some cool things with like overlays on her images of herself and things like that. I know Shalene taught how to do these little, like to have a watermark. And I don't know if you guys have seen my photos, but I do a watermark. It's my signature. It's my actual signature. And then it says Marissa Myers and then Team Aloha underneath it. And it's like really small. I just put it in the corner, but it's on almost every single one of my images. So that's like my branding. And now I'm starting with like this purplish bluish color with white writing. And I'm going to use the same font every time. And that's going to be my brand. So put time and effort into creating the posts. You know, it's not just like, and I'm guilty of this. It's just is like, oh, I need to post something. Let me get it up. What am I doing right now? I'm hanging out with my dog. Here we go. Like a picture of me and my dog. Like put time and effort into it. And the way, and I truly think that that's why the pre-planning is good, because when you're like in the middle of your week and you're like doing a million things and you have a million things in your head, it's going to be hard to really come up with a creative post in that moment. I'm guilty of it, but I'm going to start, I've been writing on my planner for weeks that I'm going to start planning my posts, and I'm doing it for the very first time ever in my life. I'm planning out my posts for June. Yay. Like you can teach an old dog new tricks, but you have to be intentional. That's the point. You have to be intentional about your posting. Ask yourself, and you know, Stephanie said this in one of her videos, when you post, so what? What am I doing here? Am I making somebody laugh? Am I teaching them something? What is making them want it? What would make them want to come back for more to me? And Jesse actually talks about it in his training. There's 3 reasons. There's 3 things that we're teaching people through Facebook, there's 3, not things that we're teaching people, but there's 3. What was it? I can't remember. Does anybody remember what I'm talking about?
You're providing value. You're giving humor. Or you're like lesson. It's like teaching them a lesson.
Here we go. I got it. Inform, educate, or entertain.
Yeah.
So when you're posting, informing, what are you informing them about? Maybe it's you're sharing your story. That's part of, you know, sharing your story and allowing them to be connected to you. And I didn't understand until I watched that Mark Pichetti stuff. So if you're still confused, go back and watch it again and really take notes and listen. Is like, your story is what's going to connect you to people. I'm like, why do people want to hear my story over and over again? Like, I don't get it. But it's not like they keep hearing the same story that's over. They are hearing the story of who you are, like what you're going through right now. Like for me, I'm a 2-time elite coach, right? I should be like, oh, I know what I'm doing in this business. I still feel so freaking lost. Like, I don't feel like I know who I am. Cause I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to, now I'm like in this level of like public figure or whatever. Like people look at me and I mean, people come up to me at like Super Saturdays and they're like, they know who I'm Beachbody famous. Like we jokingly, Pat Reelman and I call it like Beachbody famous. Like they'll come up to me and I don't know who they are. I'm supposed to be this like person, and I'm just like, I'm like a hot mess. I have no idea who I am. I have these people coming up to me being like, yeah, you spoke at this event, and it's like, I don't know, I'm so like, I feel like I feel like a mess, and I shared this with Stephanie on the phone, like I feel like a hot mess, you know, and so I'm going to be sharing that. I'm going to be sharing the fact that, you know, I'm supposed to be a leader of all these people, and I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Like I feel lost the majority of the time until it becomes clear to me, because I don't think that it's going to be forever that I'm going to feel this way. I think that I'm going to keep growing, and I'm going to keep, you know, building on my skills and getting better. But, I guess my biggest thing is take the time to really get this stuff. Take the time to really understand your brand and really know why you're posting, because I'm guilty of this, of just like throwing spaghetti against the wall and like praying and hoping that it's going to like stick, and it's not. I don't know where I got off that. I don't know where I got off the train, because in January I was like all motivated and inspired, and I attracted like a really cool accountability. Shelly was there, and there was a bunch of people that I really liked, and for some reason like I was on there. Like I was sharing my story, I was doing good, and then I don't know what happened. I lost it. I guess because I got distracted by like all these other coaches, and then I started posting what I thought I should, and now I'm not attracting my people anymore. So take your time to really know who you are, really know what you're going to post, really plan out your posts, know your brand, know who you're talking to, know why you're posting, what value are you adding, are you making them laugh, are you allowing them to connect with who, you know, the struggles that you're going through. And be the hero of your story, because you want to show them the struggles and how you're triumphing over them. That's pretty much the end of the day. You want to show them, and you know, I'm happy to post that. I think we can post that YouTube video of Mark doing those interviews, because it's on YouTube. You know, so I'm happy to post that for anyone that's not doing the training. My advice is, if you're still struggling with it, go and watch that again, because he, you know, those interviews and what he shared is, I thought it was incredible. I thought it was like liquid gold.
Can I share something real quick about like the so what value thing?
Yeah.
So a great example of like, so what, is, you know, when people like post about their baby shower, so what? We all have baby showers. What's your point? So a good example is Tiny T. Everyone, you know, that is part of my brand, Tiny T. Everyone loves to follow me. Well, like the other day she was like picking her nose in the car, and I totally could have just posted that. And that's funny. I know people would have liked that, but I have a handful of people that don't know who the hell she is. So what? Your kid's picking her nose. So what I did is I posted, and I was like, you know, Tiny T going to town, like she's not perfect either. And, you know, find people that appreciate you for your flaws. I love that little tiny nose picker. And so I made a post out of it versus just being like, look at my cute little nose picker, you know, like there was a point to the post. So that's kind of like what they're saying with the so what post, like make it a point. Like when you're at Super Saturday next time, it's not just about look at me with my coaches at Super Saturday. So what? So what? You're at Super Saturday. Like instead, you got to turn it around into a, you know, informative post. Like, oh my gosh, I'm at this event with 100 other people that inspire and motivate people every day. Like I'm so proud to be a part of this organization or whatever, but you know, make it noteworthy. Also, just a little trick for people that are doing live videos. Something that I think I heard in the training was you can kind of, I don't know, stretch things a little bit. Like for instance, I asked people, you know, if you're interested in learning how to tighten your core, you know, reach out to me, let me know. I had one person message me specifically like, okay, how are you tightening your core? So then I made a live video and I was like, all right, guys. So I asked who was interested in, you know, tightening their core, and I got a lot of messages asking. So I'm going to make a video for you. And it kind of, you know, gives this illusion that you got a lot going on. So I thought that was a kind of cool trick, and I've been using it a lot lately. If I get one person asking, then I'm like, hey guys, I'm getting a lot of people asking me, so here I am sharing. So that was just kind of something fun that I picked up on, wanted to share with you guys.
All right, well, we're at the 9 o'clock marker. So thanks, guys, Kristen, Stephanie, for, sharing, and Charisse, and Jennifer. I appreciate you guys for being on the call and for being open. And, everybody have a great evening. And I hope this was helpful. Talk to you guys later. Bye.